Science is a candle in the dark, right? Well, sometimes that candle burns the lab down with you inside. History is full of people who thought progress was worth more than a human soul. Today, we're unmasking the most evil experiments ever, hidden behind a "For Science" sign. Welcome back to the dark corner of history. I'm your host, and things are about to get messy. We're diving into the absolute madness of Unit 731, the monster study, and more. Let's start in the frozen hell of Unit 731, where morality went to die in the snow. Shiro Ishii didn't see people. He saw maruta, or logs, just fuel for his curiosity. Head freeze a prisoner's arm solid, then shatter it with a hammer, just to hear the sound. No anesthesia. He believed it would taint the results. Imagine being that much of a dick. They'd infect people with the plague, then open them up while they were still alive. The worst part, the US gave these monsters immunity in exchange for their data. Now let's go to 1939, Iowa, for the monster study, where orphans were the lab rats. Wendell Johnson wanted to prove that stuttering was just a bad habit you could learn. He took healthy kids and bullied them, calling them stutterers until they were too scared to speak. Ever had a teacher you hated? Wendell is the final boss of that category. Those kids stayed broken for life, all for a study that didn't even prove his point. Next is MK Ultra, the CIA's attempt to turn your brain into a remote-controlled car. They dosed random people with LSD at safe houses run by the government. Sensory deprivation and electroshock were just standard operating procedures. They wanted to wipe a person's soul and write a new one. Spoiler, it didn't work in Tuskegee. The government watched men die of syphilis they could have easily cured. For 40 years, 600 black men were told they were being treated for bad blood. Even when penicillin became the standard cure, they withheld it, just to see what happened. They wanted a front row seat to the natural progression of death. Absolute ghouls. If you trust the government blindly, Tuskegee is your wake-up call. Operation Paperclip, where we sanitized Nazi scientists and gave them NASA IDs. Wernher von Braun was a genius, sure, but his rockets were built with slave labor. We got to the moon, but the fuel was the blood of people in concentration camps. History doesn't care about your morals when there's a space race to win, I guess. Let's talk lobotomies. Walter Freeman and his lobotomobile. Yes, that was real head. Jam an ice pick through your eye socket and wiggle it around to fix you. He did it to thousands, including the president's own sister, Rosemary Kennedy. She went in a debutante and came out needing to be fed with a spoon. Great job, Doc. The Stanford Prison Experiment proved that power turns everyone into a psycho in 6 days. Normal college kids became sadistic guards the second they put on the uniform. Give a man a badge, and hell show you how much of a monster he is. They tormented their friends for science. The experiment was shut down in a weak project. 4.1. Testing nuclear fallout on the Marshall Islands. Oops, we missed. Residents watched ash fall like snow. Then their skin started to peel off like paper. The government just watched. They wanted to know the long-term effects of Death J. Marion Sims, the father of gynecology, also a guy who hated anesthesia. He operated on enslaved women over and over. One woman, Anarcha, had 30 surgeries. He claimed they didn't feel pain because of their race. A very convenient lie. His statues are coming down now, but the scars he left are written in history. History is written by the winners, but it's bled by the victims. Science without a soul isn't progress. It's just a more efficient way to be evil. Every one of these stories shows what happens when we stop seeing people and start seeing data. The road to the future is paved with the bones of those who weren't important enough. We must remember their names, or the monster study will just get a new name. The line between genius and monster is thinner than a scalpel's edge. So next time you hear "Trust the Science," remember Unit 731. And Tuskegee Science is a tool. It's the hand holding the tool that we need to watch. We've come a long way, but the dark corners of the human mind haven't changed. Stay curious, but stay human. Don't let yourself become just another Maruta. Thanks for joining me in this trip through the dumpster fire of human ethics. If you enjoyed this dark dive, hit that subscribe button for more history nightmares. Which experiment shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. Check out my other videos on evil, kings, and secret government plots. Stay skeptical, check your pockets, and I'll see you in the next chapter. I'll see you in the next dark chapter of Chat History.